Ada was born in Walla Town, a small village known for its busy markets and rich farmlands. Her family had 4 members: her father, Mr. Obina, her 2 elder brothers, and her. Her mother wasn't in the picture. Ada never knew what her mother looked like, and no one ever spoke about her. Mr. Obina was a successful farmer in Walla. He grew many crops on his large farm. He was respected by everyone in town, not just because of his wealth, but because he was a man of his word and known to be strict. He loved his family, or at least, that's what it looked like to everyone else. He cared deeply for his sons, Kai and Godwin. He paid for their education, made sure they had new clothes and shoes, and never let them go hungry. However, Ada was not treated the same way. Mr. Obina treated her like she didn't belong. He would not allow her to go to school, no matter how much she begged. When Kai and Godwin got ready for school, dressed neatly in their uniforms with their shiny black shoes, Ada would watch them and wish she could join them. She wanted to be in a classroom, learn to read and write, and make friends just like her brothers. But every time she asked her father, he always said no. Instead, Ada was forced to go with her father to his farm. She walked alongside his laborious, digging, planting, and weeding under the hot sun. While her brothers were learning in school, Ada was working with her hands, getting dirty and tired. The work was so hard that sometimes her small hands would hurt, but she never complained. She just wished things were different. Ada didn't understand why her father treated her so badly. At home, Mr. Obina would tell the caretaker not to give her meat with her meals. While her brothers had chicken or fish on their plates, Ada would only have plain food. When the caretaker asked him why he was so harsh on Ada, he simply replied, "My reasons are best known to me." No one dared to question him further. She desperately wanted her father's love and approval. She would do anything to please him, but it never seemed to work. Once, she sneaked out of the house and went to the village school where her brothers were studying. She just wanted to see what school was like. But when she reached the school, the headmaster stopped her at the gate. "Ada, you can't come in," the headmaster said. "Why not?" Ada asked, her eyes filled with tears. "Your father has warned us," he said. "If we let you inside, he will punish us. I'm sorry, but we can't allow you to enter." Left with tears streaming down her face, wondering why her father didn't want her to go to school. She longed to learn like her friends Chidima and Regina, who could recite the states and capitals and the multiplication tables. She went to Chidima's house one day and told her mother how she felt. Chidima's mother sighed and looked at Ada sadly. "Your father won't allow it. He doesn't want you to go to school, and I don't want any trouble with him." Ada cried all night. She hoped that her tears would make her father change his mind, but he stood firm. He always said, "As long as I am alive, you will never set foot in a school." One day, Ada couldn't take it anymore. She sneaked out of the house again and went to Chidima's school. She stood outside the classroom, listening to the teacher as he taught. Ada didn't understand everything, but she felt happy just hearing the lessons. But before long, her father showed up. Mr. Obina had followed her, and when he saw her outside the school, he became furious. He grabbed Ada by the arm and dragged her back home without saying a word. Once they got home, he picked up his stick and started beating her. He hit her arms, back, and legs, leaving red, painful marks on her skin. Ada cried and screamed, but her father did not stop until she couldn't walk. The beating was so severe that Ada spent the rest of the day lying down, unable to move. After every beating, Mr. Obina would come back to Ada and try to justify his actions. He always blamed her for his anger. "You made me do this," he would say. "I warned you not to go near that school." "But I want to go to school like Kai and Godwin," Ada would plead with him. "No," he would reply coldly. "You will never go to school. Don't ask me again." I felt trapped. She couldn't understand why her father was so cruel to her. One day, as she was crying in the backyard, Kai and Godwin found her. They had just come back from school, their books in their hands, looking at their sister with pity. "Why?" Why is Papa like this? Ada asked them. What did I do wrong? Kai shrugged and said, I don't know, Ada. Papa has always been like this. But don't worry, we are here for you. Godwin nodded. Yes, Ada, you are our sister, and we love you. One day, things will change. Even though her brothers tried to comfort her, Ada still felt sad. She longed for a normal life, just like her brothers had. She wanted to wear a school uniform, carry a backpack, and be able to learn new things every day. But it felt like a faraway dream. Ada's time went on. Ada's father's health began to fail. He became weak and couldn't manage the farm anymore. Kai and Godwin took over the farm work, doing their best to keep everything running smoothly. One day, when Mr. Obina was too sick to leave his bed, Kai called Ada into his room. Ada, there's something you need to know, Kai said gently. What is it? Ada asked, feeling worried. Kai sighed and explained, Papa never told you this, but you are not our full sister. Our mother died when we were young, and Papa remarried. You're the daughter of his second wife, but she left when you were just a baby. Ada was shocked. She had always felt different, but now she understood why. Why did she leave? She asked, tears filling her eyes. Kai looked sad as he continued, Papa was very strict, and your mother couldn't handle it. She ran away, and Papa blamed you for her leaving. That's why he treats you differently. Ada's heart broke. Her father's hatred towards her wasn't because of anything she had done, it was because of his own pain and anger. She felt hurt, angry, and confused, but at least now she understood. One evening, Ada went to her father's room. He was lying weakly in his bed, staring at the ceiling. She stood quietly by his side, not knowing what to say. For the first time, Mr. Obina looked at Ada without anger in his eyes. Ada, he said, his voice shaky. I'm sorry. Ada was surprised. Her father had never apologized to her before. She sat down next to him, and he reached out to hold her hand. I made many mistakes, he said slowly. I was angry at your mother for leaving, and I took it out on you. I didn't know how to deal with my pain. Ada listened quietly, tears welling up in her eyes. Her father's words were heavy, but they were sincere. I was wrong to keep you from school, he admitted. I was wrong to hurt you. You deserve a chance to learn, just like your brothers. Ada squeezed his hand and said softly, I forgive you, Papa. I just want to make you proud. Mr. Obina nodded. You already have, Ada. You are strong, just like your mother. Don't let anyone stop you from following your dreams. After that day, things began to change. Mr. Obina arranged for a tutor to teach Ada at home until she was ready to join other children at school. Ada learned to read, write, and do math. She even learned to recite the states and capitals, just like her friends Chidima and Regina. Her brothers helped her with her studies, and Ada's confidence grew. She finally got the chance to be a student, just like she had always dreamed of. Even though Mr. Obina was not perfect, he did his best to make things right before he passed away. Years later, Ada graduated from school with excellent grades. She continued to work hard and eventually became a teacher, helping other children in Wallatown who were just like her, kids who needed someone to believe in them. The moral of the story: never let anger or bitterness control your actions, and always give people a chance to change. Everyone deserves the opportunity to learn and grow, no matter where they come from or what they've been through. Love and forgiveness can heal even the deepest wounds, and it's never too late to make things right. Thank you so much for listening to my story. My name is Folktale by T. I hope you learned something from this story. Please, if you haven't subscribed, kindly click on the subscribe button. Be a part of my growth. Turn on the notification so that when I post more interesting stories, you'll be the first to get them. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your consistent support. I do not take you for granted, you're the real MVP. See you in my next video. Bye bye.